A memo from Steph Curry to Michael Jordan that said, "Appreciate you keeping that seat warm, big fella." And he stamped it with a backwards 23. November 15th, 2025, San Antonio, Texas. A 37-year-old point guard, yeah, a point guard, who was too small, too skinny, ankles made of glass, all that talk, just walked into that Spurs building and acted like he owned the deed. Steph Curry dropped 49 points, 16 for 26, 9 threes, and he did it right in front of the new shiny toy, Victor Wembanyama. Let me set the scene the way it felt. Warriors versus Spurs, NBA Cup game, and Golden State needed this one bad. They were 8-6, losing 5 of 7, and everybody around the league was doing that tired routine. Dynasty over, Steph finally old. They should blow it up. You know how folks are. Soon as you miss a couple shots, they start planning your retirement tour. San Antonio got Wemby, the 7'4" alien, and the crowd thinks they're about to watch the future stomp the past. Steph heard all that and said, "Cool story, now guard this." He came out cooking, not fake cooking either, real cooking. 16 makes on 26 tries, that's 62%. From the field, from the three-point line, from whatever zip code he felt like using. 9 threes on 17 attempts, and half of those weren't even normal threes. They were, "Your coach gonna fine you for taking that" threes. He hit them anyway. Then he went 8 for 8 at the line, because Steph don't miss free throws unless the earth tilts. And the biggest part? This was a one-point game. No garbage time, no padded stats when the lights went out. Every bucket was a brick in the wall. Now here's the funny part. When he got to 40 in the fourth quarter, he knew exactly what record he was touching. He throws up 23 for Jordan, and he throws it up backwards. Backwards! Like he was so locked in, he forgot how fingers work. That's when you know somebody is in a zone. He's breaking MJ records and can't even celebrate right. That's a quiet flex. That's the kind of disrespect you don't even have to say out loud. And it wasn't a one-night thing. 2 days earlier against the same Spurs, Steph dropped 46. So that's back-to-back 40-plus games at 37 years old. You know how many dudes ever did that after 37? 3. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and now this light-skinned assassin with the mouth guard. Not Kareem, not Kobe, not Malone, not Dirk. 3 people in 79 years. Steph just walked into that VIP room without knocking. People like to say longevity like it's just staying employed. Nah, longevity is still terrifying people late. Steph just tied Jordan's number for 40-point games after turning 30, 44. Jordan retired at 40. Steph is 37 and bouncing around like a pinball. That record ain't safe. It's about to be Curry's property with a no trespassing sign on it. And when he passes it, folks are gonna act like that's normal. It's not normal. That's history. The nerds love this part too. Curry now matches Jordan at 0.61 points per minute among the top 250 scorers ever. Same efficiency as the baddest scorer the game ever saw. But here's what's wild. Jordan got his points in the paint, at the line, and with that mid-range fadeaway that looked like poetry and pain. Steph gets his by running in circles like a hamster on Red Bull, then pulling from 30 feet while 2 dudes are chasing him. Same points per minute, completely different universe of difficulty. And don't let anybody tell you Steph is doing this because defense is soft. Defense today is NASA. Switch-heavy schemes, traps, top locks, analytics dudes with laptops saying, "Make him go left, deny the handoff, don't let him breathe." Everybody in the building knows he's shooting. Everybody's game plan is, don't let Steph see daylight. And he still hung 49 on you at 37. That's not normal. That's superhuman. To understand why this moment hits so hard, you gotta remember where Steph came from. Davidson kid. Thin. Couldn't dunk on a phone book. Scouts said he was too small for the league, too skinny, no position, couldn't be a real point guard. They said his ankles were glass. Timberwolves passed on him twice in the same draft. Twice! Warriors took him 7th because everybody else was scared. First 3 seasons, hurt all the time. Right ankle, left ankle, surgeries, braces, people looking at him like, "Man, you might be a nice shooter, but you ain't built for this league. Golden State even gave him that 4-year, $44 million extension, and everybody called it team-friendly because they assumed he'd stay injured forever. That deal looked cheap because folks were thinking he'd be limping by 30. Instead, he turned into a cheat code and made the contract look like daylight robbery. Then the switch flipped. Steph fixed his body, fixed his base, and then broke basketball. I'm talking broke it. He started taking shots coaches used to bench you for. 35-footers off the dribble, pull-ups in transition with 19 on the clock. He made them. Not sometimes, every night. And once you make the bad shot the best shot, the whole sport changes. That's what he did. Back-to-back MVPs, one unanimous. 73 wins, 4 rings. Changed the geometry of the court. Now kids in second grade think a pull-up from the logo is a layup. That's Curry's fault. Every franchise got a Steph type in their scouting report now. The man didn't just win, he redesigned the game. One of the loudest moments in that redesign was December 14th, 2021 at Madison Square Garden. Ray Allen had 2,973 threes, and everybody thought that was Mount Everest. Steph needed one to pass him. First quarter, right wing, about 28 feet. Boom! Swish!
There it is! Stephen Curry!
2,974. Garden goes nuts. Reggie Miller on the mic. Ray walks down and hugs him like he's passing the torch. But people forget the real dagger. Steph broke that record in 511 fewer games than Ray. 511. That's like 4 seasons Steph didn't even need. Ray played about 1,300 games to get there. Steph did it in 789. That's not breaking a record, that's vaporizing it. And he kept going. He's already over 3,600 made threes, and he's still playing. When he retires, that record might be so far away nobody born today will ever touch it. That's not a record, that's a monument. Now bring it back to now. Since turning 35, Steph has 12 40-point games, tied with Jordan for most at that age. And he got those 12 in 188 games. LeBron got 18 in 385 games. So Steph is dropping nuclear games at a higher rate than the 2 guys everybody agrees are the greatest players ever. At an age when most guards are washed, Steph is playing some of the best basketball of his career. This ain't still good for his age. This is still elite, period. And the vibe difference matters. Jordan was ruthless. Greatness dipped in gasoline. He'd take your soul, then tell you why you deserved it. People were scared of him. Steph is different. Steph is the nicest assassin ever. Smiling, chewing that mouth guard, shimmying after he rips your heart out. He's breaking legends without acting like a villain. That makes it even crazier because it looks fun, like he's at recess, not in a war. So when you watch that San Antonio game, you're not just watching an old star have a big night. You're watching the definition of aging get rewritten. You're watching a career that started as a question mark turn into a permanent paragraph in the history book. You're watching someone tie a Jordan record everybody assumed belonged in a museum. And you're watching it happen with no warning and no apology. Let me tell you what made this one extra filthy. Spurs threw everything at him. They started with big wings top-locking him off those pin downs. Then they went to blitzing him at half court like it was a playoff Game 7. They even had Wemby come out to the three-point line and wave those long arms like a windmill, trying to take away the airspace. Didn't matter. Steph hit one from the left slot with Wemby right in his chest. Hit another stepping back so far I thought he was gonna sit down in the front row. You could see the Spurs bench doing that helpless look like, what are we supposed to do? That's when a defense knows it's losing spiritually, not just physically. And you could feel the old school pride in it. No load managing, no let me save it for later. He played through bumps, got knocked down, popped up chewing that mouth guard like, y'all done? That's why the Warriors' young guys follow him. It ain't just the threes. It's the swagger that says, we're never out of a game as long as I got breath. You saw Podziemski and Kuminga looking at him like kids watching fireworks. One run from Steph and everybody's confidence triples. People keep comparing him to other aging guards, and that's fair. Once the legs go, they go. But Steph's game is built on movement and timing more than explosion. He don't need to jump over you. He needs to make you blink. His conditioning is ridiculous. Dude runs more miles in a game than some teams do in warm-ups. That kind of engine ages well if you take care of it.
What's next is the scary part. Steph still got at least 2 more years on his deal, probably 3 or 4 seasons left in his body if he stays healthy. That means more 40-point nights, more 3-point missiles, more, wait, he's still doing that? Games. He's gonna pass Jordan's post-30, 40-point mark. He's gonna push the 3-point total into the 4,000s. He's gonna keep showing guards that skill ages different. And the best part? He's gonna do it smiling. No drama, no speeches, no look at me interviews. Just hooping. Just ruining your defensive scheme. Just reminding everybody that Father Time is a defender you can shoot over if your game is built on touch, timing, and brains. So yeah, November 15th, 2025 was a declaration. Steph Curry looked at Father Time and said, "Go guard somebody else." He looked at Jordan's late career scoring record and said, "Appreciate you holding that for me." He did it with 9 threes, a 1-point win, and a backwards 23 celebration that might be the funniest elite-level flex I've ever seen. To all the people who said Steph was too small, too fragile, too old, keep talking. He hears you. And apparently, he likes playing at 37 just to remind y'all the story ain't over yet. And if you're an MJ diehard, don't take this as disrespect. Jordan's mountain's still huge, but mountains get climbed. Steph ain't trying to be Mike, he's trying to be Steph, and that guy just keeps stacking moments. Every late career masterpiece makes the conversation wider, makes the history richer. You don't have to pick a side to appreciate the madness we're watching. Right here, right now, baby.